Welcome back, everybody, to Tea Talk. Today it's going to be brought to you by absolutely nobody, because Dana and I don't have any sponsors, unfortunately. We have an awesome episode ready for you today. I'm Tasso, or T Plays. I'm joined by my best friend, Autage Music, or Dana.
What's up?
What up?
What up?
But today we have some pretty good topics for you guys. We have some pretty good topics. A lot of you have heard about it recently. It's been in the news almost every single day. They mention something about it every single day. There's a new article about it. There's a new update. AI. AI. It's a whole new prevalent, cool, hip thing that the kids are doing nowadays.
Everyone's talking about it.
Everybody's talking
maybe
about
too
it.
much. Maybe too much.
A lot too much. A lot too much. You kidding me? Everybody's fucking over their heads about it, dude. It's crazy. They don't know what to do.
That's why we're talking about it.
You know what? You have a great point. But we're not idiots.
I don't think so. I
So
hope not. I don't want to be an idiot.
So guys, for those of you who somehow don't know, ChatGPT, AI, all this stuff's coming out. Every company's getting an AI chatbot integrated into their site, into their browser with Bing and Google. But the scary thing is that this all started just as a simple AI language model, ChatGPT. The version of GPT that we had access to was version 3 when it first came out, when everybody was kind of freaking out about it. It's now been updated to 4. It can now do some pretty cool and scary things. Well, when it first came out, everybody was just using it for homework, right?
At least in the college setting.
I think school, regardless. I think high school too.
From what we know.
Yeah, from what we know, I know for sure it was really prevalent in the school. Our college that Dana and I go to banned it immediately. There was actually an emergency board meeting, because they were freaking out. They didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know how to control it.
It was kind of mixed, actually, from what I've heard.
I've been hearing things like that too.
Yeah, so from what I've heard, it's more so that the teachers and I think probably department heads and stuff like that were freaking out because they're like, how are we going to combat this? How are we going to, see if kids are actually doing work or if they're trying to cheat, if that's considered cheating. So because of all the requests and they basically just immediately shut it down as soon as they possibly could. They shut down the ability to access it on the campus internet connection. However, if you're, you know, just a little bit smart, you could download a VPN and run that. I mean, that's technically banned too, but I mean, there's so many people that do it. It's kind of hard to stop everybody.
And you're not going to.
Or
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, or you can just use your phone with cellular data, and that passes too. So, but yeah, I mean, everyone started using it around. I would say probably like we started kind of playing with it around November, December, I think.
Yeah, it was right before Christmas break. Right before Christmas break,
Right.
we all. That's kind of when it was prevalent and everybody was using it. Everybody's like freaking out about it. Oh, it's this hip new thing. And like looking at where it was then and seeing where it is now, it's actually kind of freaky. It's grown a lot. It's gotten way
It
smarter.
literally exploded.
It did.
It's everywhere now. It was weird where
And it's
it was
not
like,
just the fact that AI has gotten everywhere and the AI language models, but I'm just saying like the ChatGPT, the OpenAI one, now with its new update and stuff like that, it's doing some pretty amazing things, guys. I mean, it's writing full lawsuits for litigation teams that are legitimate, that can be used. I don't know if they're being used, but that can be used. That's a pretty big deal, and it made the entirety of Pong in what, 4 minutes? The original game, Pong with the paddles.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it recreated the entire game. So this now leads us into some pretty interesting stuff, right? Because these students are using it. These schools are trying to use these tools and paying a lot of money for these tools that, frankly, aren't going to work. Let's think about it, because Dana and I have tested a lot of stuff. Um, we've used these third-party plagiarism checkers to see, what is the content that these things are writing. And
Yeah, we have one built into our submission system.
and it is 100% a unique response 100% of the time, which is kind of crazy.
Well, the interesting thing is that you get more of a plagiarism score percentage if you use your own words. I have had many times where I've had a 2 to 5% plagiarism score when I've full on used my own words,
Yeah.
like right out of my head, all me, and then tried it again with ChatGPT and get a 0%. Like that's what's weird. And another thing that I was realizing as of late is, I mean, you can full on copy and paste your entire assignment's directions into it, and it will give you back exactly what you wanted. And that's the problem is more so the fact when people are using it to literally do their work for them.
The entirety of
you
the
know,
work. The entirety.
Their entirety of the
Yep.
work. And there's people that do that and get by and have better grades than me. 100%.
100,000%. I mean, think about it. I mean,
Yeah.
this thing is writing programs by itself. This thing is writing entire papers by itself. Like I just said, it's writing entire lawsuits for legal teams.
Yeah. Well,
by
I mean,
itself.
I thought it was interesting though that when I've used it, um, I've been trying to think about like, how am I going to write this, phrase? 'Cause I'm trying to fill out the essay, right? Or I'm trying to, um, write something, but I just can't find that perfect word. And you read the chat GPT response, um, and it's better than anything you could have written. It's like literally the perfect response. You can't have a better response. So
Yeah.
when you're trying to think about how are you going to make it better or something, you're like, I can't really do that. Because I don't know if anything has changed since the December and November, but I remember using it
It's
back then,
way
and
better
it was
now.
totally different.
With the ChatGPT
Yeah,
4 version 4, man, it's ridiculous. My dad actually
I haven't
bought
even used 4.
He bought the subscription. It could do some pretty crazy stuff. Like I'm saying, 4 is the one that's writing entire, lawsuits and rebuilding Pong from scratch.
Yeah,
So like that's kind of the crazy thing, and there's a lot of crazy stuff that it can do, guys. I mean, if you just sit there and explore, I used it for some personal passion projects. I've used it for, some other things that I'm working on. It's a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous help, and I think it could lead to a new renaissance. So if you guys know the old Renaissance, the Renaissance era, Renaissance means rebirth or reawakening. And I think we could have a new renaissance with this as AI as a tool, not something to do all of the work for us, but a tool. Because I mean, it's doing some crazy stuff, man. I mean, I still use it to this day when I'm programming. I say, hey, optimize my code for me. Copy and paste my code, and it's able to optimize this code to make it run, 100 times more efficient, which is ridiculous. But I mean, at the same time, it's crazy. But now a lot of people are freaking out saying, oh, what if we lose our jobs? What if we do this? I hope AI comes and wipes out every low-skilled job on the planet. On the planet. Every last one. Every last data entry job. Every last easy peasy, low skill, no degree, get your high school GED job. Every single one of them. And there's a reason why I think this way. The reason is you're going to force these people who are in these low-skilled jobs to go out and do work, to go get certifications, to go get degrees, go actually learn how to do a job. And I think it's actually going to strengthen the job market not only here in the United States but worldwide. That's why I said this should be done on a worldwide scale. Um, but Dana, what do you think about that? What do you think about that sentiment that I just brought onto the table here?
So I don't think I'm as harsh as you. I think there's actually a lot of problems that could come from that. Um, I guess outcome. For one, there's already a ton of people who don't do anything. They sit around and have the government pay for everything.
Yeah. Well, that's welfare is one of the
So
biggest. I think it is the most abused government aid or government thing that is given to the citizens in the United States
it
right now. I think it's
100%
yeah,
is.
100,000%.
Yeah. Um, but I mean, I think there's gonna be have to be a lot of change in the government itself before something like this happens. Knowing how our government works, it's not going to happen like
Probably
that.
not
It's
going to
going to be
happen.
much worse.
Probably not going to
Um,
happen. But
yeah, unless there's some drastic change, which we all know that that comes very slowly.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, for example, like some of these low skill jobs you're talking about, like food service jobs, for example. um, People are all scared about, oh, you're getting rid of these people that you're talking to. There's not going to be that human interaction anymore because sometimes just, I mean, especially through COVID, people are saying like, well, going out to get food was just that little bit of human interaction that I needed. Well, the problem with that is, in my opinion, is that you don't even get that human interaction in most of these places anymore
yeah.
because people are so robotic and so they're just like glued to their phone or they're busy just with their earbuds in or something like
Well,
that,
yeah, and that's
sitting in
we
the
covered a
back.
little bit of that last week as well. We were talking about how everybody's on the TikTok and social media in general is just a virus that's spreading like a madman. I mean, they got guys. There's social media apps for everything now. I mean, you have these kids that are signing up to these apps. They don't know who's following them. They don't know who's doing all that stuff. It's a really scary thing. And now that's one bad thing about AI. These chatbots and stuff that are going to be popping up everywhere,
Oh yeah.
you know, because I'm not going to be sure if I'm talking to a real human or not. And this thing is just feeding itself data from me. That is going to be very, very dangerous. There was a big attack actually on, was it Google's AI? Google's AI got leaked or something. The source code is out in the wild now. Or one of the AIs, their source code is in the wild now.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen here because this doesn't change just one aspect of our lives, guys. This is an immensely powerful tool, and in the wrong hands, it can dictate a whole lot of stuff. This can change war. This can change cyber war. This can change everything. AI is probably going to be the biggest tectonic shift in the technological revolution that we are currently in ever. Ever. The status quo has changed. It's done. What we knew is no longer there. This AI stuff, man, it's pretty crazy. With art too, not just the writing. Dana and I are only covering the text right now. These art AI are going to go crazy too. I pay for one. I use Midjourney AI all the time. I get a thought in my head and I, look it up and I say, hey, let's see what this character looks like in this place with this background. You know what I mean? And you want to visualize your thoughts. It's really, really crazy. And Dana, how do you feel about the art aspect of that? Because you love art, you like doing modeling and stuff like that. How do you think AI can impact it in a good way and a bad way?
So as of right now, it's pretty interesting how it works. I've seen plenty of just goofy looking images. I think it can help with like, I guess, kind of brainstorming, like if you're gonna do a piece or something, um no matter what art form, um it may help you visualize what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
um I don't think it's a full on replacement yet. You can try and do I guess like deep fakes and stuff like that. I know we were messing around with that, and there's some pretty funny results. Um, but really, it's not a full on replacement. I think it
Yeah.
would be cool. You could use that stuff for like maybe music covers, because I mean, like like album covers, right? Um, they those are abstract a lot of the time, and I think a lot of the stuff that comes out of AI is extremely abstract because some of the stuff is like nightmare fuel. But yeah, I don't think it's a full-on replacement for actual art at all, and I don't think it will be for some time. I know there was some stuff going into like animation, um, and stuff like that. I haven't full on like researched that a whole lot. I've been
Yeah.
seeing videos all over my YouTube about it. Um, I think the stuff that would be really cool is getting rid of the tedious aspects of a lot of art stuff, because um, like I'm a big proponent. I know you are too, of AI being an aid rather than, or AI as a tool rather than a replacement for things. And
That's where I'm half agreeing with you on that statement there.
okay, where do you disagree?
So I think for really like and I'm saying like the low skilled jobs where all you do is look at a spreadsheet, look at one spreadsheet, and you look at another spreadsheet, you take the numbers from this spreadsheet, you type it onto that spreadsheet. Let's automate that. We can automate
We
those
already
things.
have that automated. I mean, we there's apps that are automated.
But I think
Um,
the cool thing now with AI though is that it's smart. You know what I mean? It's smart. It's able to
yeah,
process
yeah, yeah.
this information. It's not just a copy and paste automation. It's not just like a flat out whatever's here, put it here. It is a what data is this? Does this data relate to any of the other data in this column over here? Do I have to do any math in between these two columns and do that? And does this number that I get from this math matter to this? Like the AI can do that in a
Well,
millisecond.
now you could probably be like, hey, import this data from this table into this program and make a chart out of it or something. You could probably have it do that.
Yeah,
And if it can't do that yet, that's only a couple months away. Like that's happening
it's
this year.
probably already existing. I mean, you have to see
I think it's already existing.
how fast they pushed out 3 from 4. That's only a couple months. That's only a
Yeah.
couple months and it's already a so dramatic change. Its data set has got to be amazing and I try to trick ChatGPT all the time. I try to get it to like reveal its source code to me so many times. So many times. I'll keep talking to it and I'll just be like, "How is a language model programmed?" And then it says, "Well, I'm an AI language model. I'm a complex set of algorithms." I said, "Give me an example of the algorithm." "Well, I'm a mix of programming language and algorithms." "Well, I thought you just said you were just algorithms." "Oh, I'm sorry about my last response. Let me restate it. I'm programmed with algorithms and a programming language in lieu with this website in order to answer your questions." So I say, "Give me an example of how to build an AI language model." And then it'll shoot out a bunch of code. It just shoots it out. You can do it yourself, guys. Whoever's watching this, I go play around with it. Go try to break it. Because if you break it, they're gonna figure out how to update it better. That's you really gotta stress test these things. But seeing that jump of skill coming out of this AI from 3 to 4, ridiculous. It is a massive, massive, massive change. I think it's really, really interesting. And the thing I was saying about low skilled jobs is that like I want to force these people that sit around and do nothing, not just sit around and do nothing. I want to force these people that are content working a $10 an hour job to go out and to get a degree, to go out and get their certification. And who's going to help them study? ChatGPT, guys. ChatGPT is a great study tool. If you have a question, ask ChatGPT. That thing's going to give you the best answer that you're going to find on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why these people are on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and whatever social media they have. Why are they not on these applications learning new things? Because that's,
Oh yeah.
I mean, China forces their people to do that. We don't, and I don't think we should. But I
Yeah.
mean, 100%, like there's people here that like they they're wasting their lives just looking at garbage. I mean, I like to look at garbage too. Okay,
Yeah,
I
but it's not
send
all
stuff
you
to
do.
Tasso all the
It's
time.
not all you do, right? Like I send shit
No,
to you
yeah,
all the time. There are some people, guys, like if you look at these say cringe compilations or these cringe accounts on Instagram, there's no way these people fucking exist. There's no way that somebody records this video and posts it, right? Like you know the videos I'm talking about, Dana?
yeah. Unfortunately, those people do exist.
Like, but that's the fucking crazy thing, dude. And then there's other people that are like, oh, well, let them do what they want to do. Yeah, let them do what they want to do. But at the same time, it's like I'm not being like mean. I'm just saying I want these people to do better. I want these people to make some use out of their time on Earth, because clearly the guy who makes like the stupid edits um about My Little Pony, and shit like that. Come on, this stuff's useless. That's not going to help anybody. The YouTube documentaries that are coming out about the history of programming or the history of Java and that stuff, that's going to help somebody. A kid's going to watch that and he's going to be like, dude, Java's pretty cool. I should become a programmer. And then that kid's going to go research programming, do a little bit by himself. And then eventually, what does he want to do with the rest of his life? He wants to program.
Hey, a little bit. I would disagree with the documentary thing. I don't think a lot of kids are actually watching documentaries. You got to make it interesting, and I've found it interesting. There's a lot of good YouTube videos about this stuff that's really interesting. Some are incredibly boring, but there's some stuff that's really interesting out there. And I mean, I know with like for example, Khan Academy, right? I'm sure you've heard of them.
Yeah.
They have their online programs and stuff. I actually looked into it a little bit with their programming stuff, but they've got like a ton of stuff you can learn, for free, or I think they're totally free, but
Are they totally free? I thought it was I thought it was a paid thing, because there's Khan Academies, like places like on-site brick and mortar stores as well that are like tutoring centers by me.
you may have to pay for those, but think their site's
Well,
totally
we
free.
could totally look it up just really quick. Where's my mouse?
Yeah, I'm not positive, but I don't know. I mean, they've got good resources on there, even if it's paid. But I mean, YouTube's got plenty of good stuff.
They
ChatGPT's
do they
got plenty of
do
good
have
stuff.
free online courses.
Yeah.
They do
So
have,
I mean,
but I think it's
yeah.
up to ninth grade.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's for like the school stuff. I'm sure. Like, what if I look up programming? They got something on here for programming. Oh yeah, they got. So guys, here I'm gonna pull it up on the screen so that they can see it. I'll put it over me. But as you guys can see here, they have a bunch of programming stuff like that. There's resources on Khan Academy. That's actually a really good call, Dana. Do you use this? Is that why you're familiar with it? Have you used it
I've
in the
used
past?
it in the past. I mean, it was a long time ago. I used it back in school as well, for like math and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
had to for like some of my classes, but no, I think it's great. These online alternatives to things. There's always kids that need to do in person stuff, but
Yeah,
these online alternatives are awesome. And if you know where to look online, there's so much info out there that's there just to help you out.
yeah.
um yeah, no, I mean, I think people should just spend more time trying to learn.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of, even myself, and I'm sure maybe even you, like, I thought school is useless because I was always like, the shit that I'm learning does not fucking matter. And then my dad was always like, you don't know that. You don't know that. Wait, just wait. Just wait. And he was 100% right. Like, the stuff that I said was useless, I did end up using eventually. Even if it was like, I'll never need it for a job, I used it for the next class. I was like, oh yeah, I know what this is. Um, Now though that I'm in college and I was able to choose a major for myself, I was able to get into things that I enjoyed. I love school. I love school. I love the opportunity to learn, because I'm learning stuff that I'm interested in. I'm not learning, Macbeth. I'm not learning what's the one about the pretty woman? Is that the one about the three sisters?
I don't know which one that is.
It's a book. I don't care. I love literature, but at the same time, I don't really care. Like, I don't care that I had to read these books in high school. Did I like
I
the book?
think it's
Sure.
important though.
It is important.
I think it's important
It's
because
important.
it helps you think.
It does it is important, but at the same time, I could see why somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, this doesn't matter to me. I want to do
Yeah,
computer
yeah,
stuff," and they're gonna be less. They're gonna be out of it. It's gonna be like a switch in their brain. Hey, I don't need this. I'm not gonna listen because that's how I was. That's how I was in
Mhm.
math in my math classes. I was like, "Why am I learning irrational math when I wanna, originally be a computer scientist? Like, why am I learning irrational math for rational systems? You know what I'm saying?" A computer's
Yeah.
off of a 1 and a 0, bro. A computer doesn't know what the square root of I is. It doesn't care. It's not needed. But as I, got older, started learning, started doing more reading, I saw how these things can be useful and where they are used and why would I need to know them. So, do you sort of feel that same way now? Were you feeling like, oh, school's a drag, but now are you kind of like excited for some things that you're learning?
Uh, no, actually. I cannot stand the school system. Um, I that's why I'm suggesting these other methods because I think like I love to learn things.
Yeah,
I don't like the way the school system teaches things because I think a lot of the stuff that they're doing is a total waste of time.
yeah,
You've got the whole, teacher aspect of it, and a lot of teachers. I'm not no disrespect to teachers, but because there's plenty of good ones, but I would say the majority of them are there just to bring in income. Like they're not there to teach. They don't actually care.
yeah, and a
Um,
lot of them they don't
and
care,
it
dude.
sucks.
They're
Yeah.
there for their check. They're like, I need to do A, B, and C to get paid, so I'm gonna do A, B, and C. If a student asks me to do D, I'm not gonna give two shits about it. And that's how a lot of instructors are. A lot of instructors, honestly, are just shit. They're shit. They're
Mhm.
terrible instructors. Um, we've all had our fair share of them. Um, it happens, but at the same time, there are great instructors. Like my high school chemistry and physics instructors were probably my favorite instructors I've ever had. Besides the technology instructor, Mr. Devine, I will never forget that man. He was the best. I love that guy. If he ever watches this video, I love you, bro. Thank you. Like, he was probably the most influential besides my chemistry and physics teacher because they took that extra step to help you understand. They took that extra step to go deep. They didn't care if they had a lesson plan that they had to scrap, for one day just to give you a day of review and answer just your questions. I mean, these guys were on top of it. They were great instructors, and everybody loved their class because they were good instructors. Then you get a shitty instructor. Everybody's doing bad in their class. The teacher's ripping on them. Why do you guys not understand this? What the heck? You should understand. I go over everything, when I go over it. No, fuck that. If you're not going to be reaffirming and you're not going to be saying, oh, hey guys, do you remember when we learned about this? Well, that's going to be useful for this lesson. So let's review that really quick so you guys know what you're doing, right? Those
Yeah.
instructors that take that extra step, those are the people that I want in my fucking school. Those are the kids that I want teaching my kids, right? I 100% would never have senior or mixed. I really hope you lose your teacher license. I'm just throwing that out there right now, bro. You sucked. Like you were the worst Spanish teacher on the planet. Um, but like you need to have some student teacher interaction, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I mean, I had, I've only had a couple bad teachers, like pretty, pretty few. I was pretty lucky, and I was in public school the whole time.
Okay.
So, um, so I guess that, I guess adds to the fact that not all public schools are bad, but no, I had a pretty good school experience. It's just I don't like the way it's run. It's like, oh yeah, get up at this time, do your thing. Blah. Like I think these days, like I just think the times have changed to where the way school is run is ancient. Like it's school's been the same for too long.
College, I think, is
Um,
changing that. I think college is changing that.
okay,
I
but college
think,
is different.
yeah, but I think when it comes to kindergarten, K through like senior year of high school, that's where I'll agree. It's still that old style, and it's still that I feel like a lot of these kids aren't able to explore their minds. Okay,
Well, no, now these days they're force fed information
yeah,
and it's
that
not
they don't
always
even need.
true
That they don't
information.
even
That's
need.
another issue.
That they don't even need. that they don't even need.
No. I mean, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Like,
It's not. No, I
there's
know
a
exactly.
bunch of crap.
It's not true
that-
at all. I know. Trust me,
Yeah.
I know. Like, you want to change, the status quo. You want to change the curriculum. You need to let the states decide that. Let the states decide that. At
Yeah,
the end of the day,
100%.
let the people vote on it. Let the people say, "Hey, we need more doctors. Let's focus a little bit more on actual biology, truth, rooted in truth. Um, let's focus more on medications and stuff like that. There needs to be less of this government push on you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. There
Yeah,
needs to be more. Like last time I checked, we're in the United States of America, right? We're states united, right? We have our capital, Washington, D.C., but it's almost feeling like states don't really do anything anymore. Everything comes top down. And that seems to be what's happening. And unfortunately, that's not how this country was intended to be run. It's not how this country was intended to work. It was meant to be changing, but now we're kind of stagnant in the education sphere. I totally agree, and we're left behind. I don't care what anybody says,
including college.
including
Like,
college.
plenty of college. I think our college is a little bit different because it started kind of with, or there's a heavy emphasis on their online
Mhm.
stuff, and all of their books are online and all
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that. That's totally different from the rest of the colleges that
Mhm.
exist. That's changing somewhat, but it's not to the same level.
Well, I think
as
people
our
are getting smarter. I think people are getting smarter. I think they're realizing, like, hey, what the fuck did I pay for high school for? Or what did I do this for? Like, why was I brought, why did I have to take this class if it's not useful for me? What I think is high school should be enabling and preparing kids for their futures. For example,
100%. Well,
if
that's the whole point of school.
but that's not in the way that I'm describing. Let me explain this to you here. So if
You're talking about career, right?
yeah, career wise, if I want to be like, say for example, a programmer, my high school should just be like college. Give me courses that are going to help me excel in the college degree program for programming. You know what I mean? So in high school, let me take pre-calculus. Let me take calculus, which you could already take in high school. It's already a requirement. But I'm just saying that, only do the classes that are required for me. I don't want to take home ec, okay? Like, who cares about home ec, bro? Like, I don't need to know how to cook a falafel, okay? I want to learn how to program. So, I think there needs to be a major change. Instead of giving every kid the same exact schedule in high school, I think it should be way more personalized. It should be way more. It should be on the same level of colleges. I think you need to start introducing more responsibilities for these kids in high school because they come to college and then there's two things that happen. Either they were raised correctly by their parents, they go to class, they do their homework on time, they do their things, they do what they need to do to pass, right? Then you get these other kids that go out and drink every single day, don't even know where their classes are, and it's the end of the semester, frantically trying to get at least like a C, frantically. It's like there's two very different types of people, but I feel like we would have a less of that gap, less of that two different group. I feel like it'd have more of a merged group of the two. If these kids were more prepared, if they were given a little bit more time to develop and excel and taught what's right and wrong.
So my one problem with that is who's going to pay for that, and how's the school going to support it?
The same exact system as they already do, and it actually might help save.
They are already cutting programs. So if they're already cutting programs,
well, see, I'm not good with public school. I'm not good with public school.
Okay, so
because you did public school and you would know better than I would about how public school works.
Have you never been to public school?
Never been to public school.
Okay, yeah. So, public school. I mean, my experience with public school is, even if there's plenty of money in the area and there's that money, the like underdeveloped communities and you know what I mean. And, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. because they also need schooling and they probably need better schooling than me. The one problem I do have with that is if they're not paying into the tax system, you know what that means as well.
Yeah.
Um, so that would be an issue. Um, but other than that, like I think that what you're saying is a good thing, but I don't think it would work in public school mainly because um, the money that's given to the school by the government it already doesn't cover the bare necessities.
Mhm.
Um, and there's a lot of schools that just look like trash heaps. I mean, their portables are like dying, and they can't even fix them because there's not enough money coming.
They're what?
Um, they're like portable buildings.
Oh, like the ones that like they pull up on a truck and stuff.
Yeah,
I've seen those at
those are
my
extremely
local,
common in my
the
area.
local
Those are
high
extremely
school
common.
by me. They have those. They have those. Um,
That one of my elementary schools, just those buildings.
really?
Pretty much. I think they had one main building, but that was like
Now,
the
do you think that's a
kindergarten.
California thing because they obviously have money
No.
going to places that are, not that aren't good like facilities. They're focused more on trying to like they're more focused on the content that the kids are learning rather than where they're learning it.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Like an entire school being just made of portables is something that I'm entirely new to. Like I
Well,
know a
no, no,
building.
no. There is like it's like where this is.
So there's like a main building where the offices are and things like that.
Yeah, but the vast majority of the school, like where all the classrooms are, they're all portables.
And you always had outdoor school, right?
What do you mean?
Like your school is outside and stuff. Was it outside?
I don't. What do you mean
Was it
outside?
an outdoor school? Like
Like,
were your
how?
lockers outside?
Uh, so so I didn't have lockers in elementary school. My middle school had lockers outside, and my high school had lockers inside, and I can't remember if they had some outside too. I think they're all inside.
Yeah, see, that's a completely like foreign thing to me. I've never, because in Illinois we get cold, man. What are you gonna do? You're gonna let your kid go out to his locker in like
Yeah.
below 20?
Dude, there's
He's gonna
no
freeze his
change in the
ass
weather.
off. He's done.
There's no change in the weather, dude. Like it's I mean, most kids don't even use their lockers anyway. I don't know if they still have, but
I used
yeah,
my
no,
locker a lot. Just textbooks and shit. No, I need it all the
well,
time.
nowadays all the kids have Chromebooks.
Oh, dude, you're right. Were we the last generation with textbooks? Is that it? Were we it?
No, I mean some of the kids underneath me had textbooks for a little bit, but I mean they've basically been books since end of elementary school, start of middle school.
I think Gen Z and Gen X are. I think we're the last like Gen
We're
X
really the
less.
last
I think Gen
textbook.
Z is like the last like big textbook. Wow, man, that's crazy. Kids aren't even
Yeah.
gonna know what books are. Man,
Yeah.
that sucks. Like I read a lot.
I don't
of
think it
books.
sucks, dude. I
have a
hate
lot
those
of
books.
I love. No,
Bro,
I listen. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm in a new age now where it's like I'll look on Amazon for like books and stuff, and I read I read books, but now I'm looking at like fucking textbooks, which is kind of scary. Because I'm like, who the fuck did I become, bro? I hated these things.
dude,
Now I
you're
wanna
like
buy
80
them.
years old.
Dude, I
Um,
embody an 80-year-old Greek man. I'm just like, okay, pre-calculus, all right,
No, I mean, I don't know if your private school had, I don't know how recent your textbooks were, but mine were like, they have been passed through multiple different schools, and sometimes pages were totally missing. There was
Well, textbooks
100%, there
we
was
bought new.
graffiti in
We
the,
bought new every year.
yeah, no, we had the
Like
same
we
stuff for
had to
like 10
pay for
years.
it. We had to pay for it.
Yeah, we didn't pay for it.
Mhm.
Or, I mean, it was paid for by taxes,
Mhm.
but yeah. Um, no, yeah, I mean, you could buy your own textbooks if you want.
I mean, schools might have more money if they stop pushing CRT, but just
don't- I never had to deal with that actually.
I know no. I'm just saying like now they might have.
I don't even know if they're doing that. The schools
What's
I
one of
attended.
your?
I don't think they were doing
What's your high school?
Dan Hills. I don't think they're teaching that there. I don't think the parents would want to deal with that because my area, you know, they're. I mean, it's pretty 50-50, but yeah, I don't think the parents would be for that.
I'm looking right here. I'm trying to see if I can do Dana Hills.
And a lot of the teachers are actually really. I really don't think they would push that, even if it was. I know it may be like a couple teachers that would, but
Unified School. Oh, your school district actually banned it.
did they? Yeah.
So the school district actually banned it, but I mean, dude, no, you're absolutely right about what you said way before. There needs to be a major, major, major change in the education system. I feel like that we do not have a rewarding education system. I feel like you can make it as simple as like just have an incentive, like highest grade in this class will get this. You'll see your grades on average go up.
That's another problem.
It is a problem. You shouldn't need to do that, but you'll see on average the grades go up. A school did an entire study on it. I read the study.
Okay, well, this next generation is the, participation trophy generation. Yeah. So that's not going to happen.
Dude, I hate that. We talked about this last T-Talk, too. I hate that so much. Like, dude, I'm going to I told you already. You guys, the viewers, you guys already know our thoughts on this. I'm going to tell my kid, like, fuck your participation trophy. You lost. Now use that hurt and pain that you feel because you're lost to get better for the next one. Fuck
exactly. That's the whole point of
dude, and now you're like, so you get kids playing football. Oh, he hit my son too hard. It's football. Your kid's gonna get hit. Like, fuck you. Like, nobody gives a shit. Like, goddamn, like, dude, I used to
swim.
I used to beat the shit out of kids on the soccer field, bro. I fucking you like run up to you. Oh, bow. You gotta. Oh, ref, I have no idea what happened. I must have slipped. Fucking, like, I must throw in elbows. I must have slipped. Like, no, dude, fuck that. And no, my kids are gonna be taught. It's okay to lose. It's okay to lose. Like, you need to have loss. You need to.
You don't want to be a loser.
Exactly. But that thought is what drives you to be a winner, right?
Yeah.
If you're a loser, if you want to, I lost the game, but I got my fucking plastic gold participation. Good job. Good job. No. You're giving these kids the wrong impression that they're always going to win. They're always going to get something. Because the thought is, you get what you put in, right? You get out what you put in. So if I'm giving 100% effort in something, I'm going to get a good result. If I'm giving 50% effort on something, I'm not going to get the best result. If I'm not giving any effort and I'm just like, fuck you, turn in, whatever, I'm going to get a 0. And you need that. You need that because loss is what's teaching these people, these kids, how to be tough. How to how to get past their problems. Because now a problem, you get a roadblock and it's like, I don't know what to do, bro. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. So. and then they don't know how to try and figure it out.
Yeah.
Which is the most important thing. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know how to figure things out. That's kind of the point of like school. It's supposed to teach you that. That's a big part about math. Is like figure the problem out. You're not going to know everything. So
how do you feel about showing your work though?
I hated that.
I fucking hate that.
I get why it exists because you have to, kind of show how you think and like get that on paper. Yeah. But in high school, that's crap. Like, dude, elementary school, middle school, high school. At the point in high school, you should know how, like, the way you think and you could still show your work, right? But like, if your teacher's downgrading you for not showing your work, that's a load of crap.
Well, I think it's a load of crap when, like, I would show work sometimes and the teacher would be like, that's not how I showed you how to do it. Right answer,
That's
but
even
it's not the way that I
worse.
showed you how to do it. Minus half credit. Fuck, like what?
That's
What?
even worse. Yeah,
What?
that's that. I mean, that's telling you that it's not okay to think for yourself. That's not okay.
It's
That's
not okay.
completely antithetical to the
It's
reason
so
why school
well,
exists.
school is school. There needs to be a mix. You know, you can't have both, or you can't have one or the other. You need a mix of both. It's either got to be binary. Your answer's right or it's wrong, or it's part right or it's part wrong. But for stupid reasons like that, come on, bro, give me a break. Like, you're out of your stupid mind. You're out of your mind if you're gonna take off points off of my assignment when I give you the correct answer, when I do something correctly, but it's not the typical way that it's done. Is it right? Yes. Oh, well, was the requirement saying that it was all I needed? Yes. Did the requirement say that I needed to do it the specific way that you wanted me to do it? No. Okay. So I'm going to do it based off of the guidelines that I was given.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole lot, dude. Everything's we're gonna see a lot of changes here, but the problem is with a lot of change, there's gonna be a lot of unrest. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff happening.
And that's fine. I mean, you got to get uncomfortable to have things get better, you know?
Yeah.
I'm tired of people thinking that everything's always got to be comfortable. It's like, dude, if you're always comfortable, you're never going to want to do anything else. You're never going to want to, you know, push yourself and like I look at life like this, right? You know, you're always trying to go up. You know, there's times where you're going to go down. There's times where you're going to plateau, but to you want the majority of the time to be up. And if you're not on that path, you need to try and figure out how to get back on that path. If
It,
you're stuck doing this, that's what you don't want to be doing.
you want to
Flatline.
always be going up. I always want to beat myself. I
Going
always want
up
to beat myself.
and being able to handle when it goes down again because
Yeah.
it's going to happen. But if you sit here in the flats, like life's never going to get better. It's always going to stay the same. And I think that's why people get depressed and deal with all that stuff. I mean, you're just stuck in this flat zone and
Yeah.
it's not good,
And
it's not bad. It's
I
just
think that AI
meh.
will help a lot of people get up there, move right on up.
Hopefully.
I think
Hopefully,
it's a
but
great tool, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think it's a great tool. I think it's an amazing technology. I think we are in a brand new age. It's and it was time. We needed some new change. We needed something
yeah.
that was going to push to push. What's the word I'm looking for? Innovation. We are innovators, but we stopped being innovators, and now China is becoming the innovation capital. Every other country, the USA used to be the hub, man, the tech, the software. Now everybody else in the world's starting to overpass us, and that's going to be very scary.
Is it really though that China's innovating? That they're copying everything we're doing? Are they actually innovating?
That was 100% what was happening. But now we're so focused on politics, we're so focused on all this other bullshit that we stopped being innovators. The things that were helping America drive us to be the nation of the future is what's causing us our downfall. There needs to be some serious changes, and now, yes, China is coming out with more software out of China, software made in China, not rips off of U.S. products anymore. They're starting to become innovators, and that's the scary thing because now we're gonna start to see, which I mentioned this before, guys. I don't really like globalization and stuff like that. I think there's borders and things like that for a reason. That doesn't mean I don't have a problem with immigration and shit like that. I'm just saying, in this sense, for innovation, I think every country has their own specific thing that they can innovate on. But if you start to lose what your innovation was or what your greatness was, you start to lose your self identity, and then everything crashes after that.
Yeah, your country's national identity.
Exactly. I think it all pours down. I think it all pours down.
Yeah. No, I mean I think AI is going to boost innovation. I also think it's probably going to harm innovation in some other areas because that is human nature and people suck.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a lot of good that comes out of this, and there's gonna be a lot of bad. Um, and I'm really excited to see what happens. I'm going to be using it a whole lot. I actually, to get back on the subject of school and AI, specifically our school, um, I know that they're going to try and, or I've heard that they're trying to bring it back because the IT team here actually like disagrees with the teachers.
Yeah.
They're like, the we like Chat GPT. I mean, some of our teachers, because we're in tech, are like, you know,
Some of our teachers are like, "Yeah, guys, go use it." Like, fucking, like
yeah,
they don't give a
yeah,
shit. Like they're like,
yeah,
"Go
and
use it."
and you should. People need to learn how to use it because if you don't know how to use it, somebody else does, you're at a disadvantage.
Yeah,
You're.
you're
It's
going
the
to be.
same thing with computers.
It's
If you don't know how to use
exactly,
computers, you're gonna be behind. So
exactly.
you got to sit down and figure this stuff out, even if you're not
Everything
this
every single
computer
person
person.
does is has to do with technology or some type of computer or chip, something. Everything,
Yeah, and
guys.
that's the future.
And
It's
some of
only
you
gonna
might be like, "Oh,
yeah.
I do agriculture." Dude, your John Deere is fucking controlled now automatically.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the systems that they've made for it?
I've seen that.
No joke, agriculture systems and software and machinery and all that stuff, that is some pretty kick-ass shit.
100%. Yeah,
It
I
is
mean,
so
and
cool.
it's cool, and I'm not trying to say that these people should lose their jobs or
Yeah.
that they should be worried that they're gonna lose their jobs, but I think it's not really that. It's more so that they should just um at least like if they have extra time, if they have spare time, um just take a look at some of the stuff, try and figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing as if like trying to figure out your car or just learn something new. Take some of this information that, I mean, because it's only going to get more important. It's not going to get less important. It's only going to get more important.
Mhm.
It's not going to hurt you to spend some more time trying to figure out technology and use technology to benefit your life. So yeah, I mean that's my message to everyone else who's not a computer geek. But you don't have to be. Like computer geeks are going to be just normal in the future because that's what we're going to know.
I don't know, dude.
That's
We're pretty advanced.
but it's only going to get more advanced if things continue on the right path.
Well, the thing about like us who know computers and technology and software and all this stuff, it's like we know it's constantly changing, so we need to stay up to date on it. I
Dude,
stay
it
up to date like
changes
crazy.
once dude, this stuff in our classes like
Oh,
I mean the
it's
foundation is relevant, but like the technology is outdated by the time we start the class. It's like, what? You have to run an update
well,
or
and
do
now that's why.
something.
Well, that's why the accreditation people said that we just rewrote. For those of you who don't know, we just rewrote, our school just rewrote the cybersecurity program here. They actually rewrote IT cybersecurity. I think they rewrote the entire tech college actually, but um, from the people that accredit college courses, so they make it an actual accredited course that you can get a degree for, and your degree matters here. Um, those people said we have a better program than MIT to date. To date. So until MIT does their update, we have one of the best cyber and IT programs in the country. In the country. Brady actually told me that, Dana. Um, so I mean, guys, go to college. Go to college. Do it.
Go to a good college. Or
Figure
if you're
out
not going to go
figure
to
out what you
college,
want to do. Figure out what you want to do first. Like you guys should be.
it,
If there's young people in high school watching this, they're not sure. They're going to be one of those people. Oh, I'm not sure what I want to do yet. Figure it out quick, because you're going to get stuck at JUCO, junior college. You're going to be there for 4 years. You're not going to get a degree. You're going to get your credits for your associates in something. Go to an actual college. Go to a 4 year school. Figure out what you want to do before you're out of high school, because you can always change it while you're there. But
or if you don't know, go into something that's going like, or get a degree in something that's it could be somewhat broad, but something that's going to make you comfortable in the future, something that's going to give you um, something to work with, because you can always change in the future, but if you can't, it's not as easy to change if you don't have the financial backing or flexibility to transition between different careers or to
One hundred
support your
thousand percent. One
passions.
hundred thousand percent.
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking when I was going to school, because I mean, I don't think I'm the most techie person. I'm much more into the art side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned that more and more as I've gotten older. But like I wanted to go to school for game design, and I ended up going to school for cybersecurity, and then now IT with an emphasis in
Mm-hmm.
cybersecurity. And I still want to know how to do game design. I'm not going to school for it, but I'm figuring it out on the side.
Yeah,
Because I
like
have
you could
extra
always
time.
explore stuff on your own. You could always do it.
Yeah,
Nobody's gonna
I'm.
ever stop you. I mean, your time is limited, so definitely do not waste it. Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
That's my favorite quote in the world, actually. Um, but like, hey guys, I mean, you have the ability to do whatever the fuck you want. It's honestly up to you. No excuse. No excuse.
And having
If
money
you
makes it easier.
makes it easier. You don't need money to do it. There's this false impression that you need money to be successful. That's false. That is 100% false.
But it
You
helps a
need
lot.
the knowledge in order to gain money to be successful. It's going to
Yeah.
help you. It's going to help you for sure if you can pay for like extra tutoring and stuff like that. But without knowledge, if you're just empty up here, you're done, bro. You're done. You might as well buy yourself a retirement home because fuck, like, you're going to be in one pretty soon, anyways.
Yeah, there's plenty of people out there who just they don't know anything. They're stuck, and they're just, I don't know. It sucks, because I feel bad for those people.
Trust me, I do too. I
I'm
do too.
I'm
I'm sad at the fact that people are going to waste their lives.
yeah, I'm not, I mean, I'm not the most intelligent person out there. I'm not some savant or anything, but like, if you're not actively trying to teach yourself new things, you're not interested in learning things, like, you're not going to get anywhere. I mean, you're never going to go higher.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I 100,000% agree, and I think that everything covered tonight is very important. I think these are things that we can even expand on further. You know what I mean? Like with a little bit of reflection, stuff like that, we just start figuring it out. Because honestly, guys, like, you know, we started talking about AI and now we're here. You know what I mean? That's so much what I love about an open conversation forum. This is what I love about, Dana as well. My best friend here, we do everything together. We eat together every day. We talk to each other every day. We're always having these conversations, and that's why we decided to have a podcast. You know what I mean? We wanted people to see how we view the world. We're not saying that how we view it is correct. We're just saying, hey, this is how we see things, and this is where we're at because we see things like this, and maybe what would happen if this happened. We're not saying that we're certified experts on any of the topics that we talk about, but we are. But we could just talk. We could talk. That's it. And I feel like that is another stigma that needs to get rid of here. Let people talk, man. Let people talk. Let people open their mouths. Because if they're wrong and somebody says that they're wrong, then that person should go out and do the research and figure out what the right answer is. Because that's just how the world works at the end of the day.
Yeah, actively seek the truth.
Exactly. Everything in truth. Reason. In truth. In truth.
In reality.
In reality. All right, Dana, you got anything else?
No, I mean, that was a good conversation.
We had a great conversation. I really always enjoy it. Oh my god, I'm live on Twitch?
There you go, dude.
No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see your reaction. Dang it. Meanie!
Dude, like,
Meanie!
there you go.
Alrighty, guys. Well, as always, wonderful speaking to you guys. Dana and I are going to be, of course, following this schedule of Tea Talk on Tuesdays. Tea Talk Tuesdays. pretty religiously. I'm a dick about it, actually. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a fucking dick about it. Like this, it'll be 7 o'clock, and I'm calling this guy like, "Hey, we got T Talk. We got T Talk. Yeah, hop on Discord. Turn on your fucking."
Hey, at
camera."
least you're the responsible one.
That is true. That is facts. Facts. Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much, Dana.
Oh, also, if you have any opinions or anything, put them in the comments.
Put them in the comments. We want your opinions, guys. We want to be able to, because we want to have a section for the show dedicated to just us going over what you guys are saying. We want that. So please speak your minds, ask us questions, ask how we view certain things, ask what we would do in certain situations. We're here for you guys. We're here just as a forum, as a platform. So go ahead, ask us your questions. And you guys see all the black space under our cameras, right? So like right here, up here, we want to use that space to put those questions that you guys ask on there. And we're going to do some pretty cool stuff. Can't wait for you guys to see it. It's
That's
all part
the
of the
plan.
plan. It's all part of the plan. Plans change though, so we'll see. But we do want to hear your guys' comments. So thank you much. Thank you very much once again. Love each and every one of you. I'm T Plays. That's Autage Music. I'm Tasso. That's Dana. And we'll see you guys next week. Have a good week, everybody.